Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin' with Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is having a great weekend and a great Saturday. Welcome to my Autumn Saturday, and this weekend I am going to be working on, it says Soul of Autumn. I got this from FGOBY, and we will be working down here in these two little pumpkins right here. So, what is everybody up to? You having a good fall, or is it cooler where you're at now? I just wondered. Yeah, it was like freezing on Thursday, and it got in the 50s yesterday. Yeah, it was insane. So we'll see what today brings, right? Well, yesterday was quite the busy day. I got up and went and did the laundry. I know, exciting, isn't it? We do such fantastic stuff around here. Anyway, yeah, I went and did the laundry, and when I got done with that, I ran to the dollar store because I got to get cat food. Again, I know. And then I went to my daughter's house, and we were going to try some, I guess the word is either varnishing or shellacking, diamond paintings in, what do you call it? The kind of diamond painting little projects that are on, like, we'll call it plexiglass. I don't know that it actually is. It might be just plastic. To see how that was going to work out. Well, we never got to that because we decided we were going to go and get lunch. So we went down to the truck stop, and she got pizza and I got breadsticks with cheese on them and bacon. Yeah, because I'd never had those. So that sounded pretty good because pizza was just kind of out of the question. So we had them, and then we went to the thrift store here and looked around a little bit. Didn't find, I think I found a cup and saucer, which is hardly worth mentioning. And then we went to the, it's a Habitat for Humanity. They call it the Restore here. So, but it is, what do you call it? Put together by Habitat for Humanity. And guess what? I'll put a picture here of my, what do you call it? My new rocking chair. Yeah, I found, it wasn't a new one. It's quite old, but it's not rickety. It was pretty well built, so yeah. And I'll put another picture here of the cat. Yeah. So I'm sitting there stitching away last night, and guess who likes the rocking chair? She thinks I got it just for her. So she was sitting at it, or in it. Yeah, what can I say? So I think that's one picture. I'm sorry, it's the same picture. But yeah. I don't know. I can't remember now. What can I say? I'm just losing my mind. So then I tried to stitch. I worked a little bit. I mean, a little bit, maybe a half an hour on the 12 Days of Christmas because I was just too tired, period. So I went and laid down for about an hour and a half. So yeah, that didn't help at all. I was still tired. So I ended up going to bed early last night. And here we are. Yeah. I didn't make anything exciting to eat because I had leftover red beans and rice. And somebody asked me how I make the red beans and rice. Well, now I have a Dutch oven. I hope y'all know what that is. It's the one that you can make chili out of. It's probably, what is that, 14 inches across, and it's about 8 inches deep. You know, it's the in-between size between that and the getting a 12 quart. So I guess maybe it's a 6 quart. I don't know. I never paid attention. But anyway, so I get 6 cans of red beans. They're specifically called red beans. And I drain the juice out of it. I don't rinse them or anything like that. And I get 1 can of black beans and let the most 90% of the liquid come out of it. I get 2 small cans of green chilies chopped up. I get, so you open those all up, drain all that, and set it aside, okay? Then I get, we have andouille sausage. And I don't know how that's spelled because I threw the package away when I opened it. But it comes like kielbasa or Polish kielbasa. But this is called andouille. And it's kind of got some, what do you call it? Real, kind of a spicy seasoning to it. And I cut it so it's round, like kielbasa. So I slice it up, and then I cut each slice into half. Sometimes I get real, what the heck happened there? Cut those all up, set that aside. I take 1 large green pepper and chop it up, you know, into smaller pieces. And I take 1 fairly good size, now for this amount of stuff, 1 good size onion, which was about the size maybe of a baseball, you know. And I chop that all up, chop up the onion, chop up the green pepper, and then I take about 8 medium-sized individual cloves of garlic. And I mince that down and set all that aside. Now, in that pan, I put some oil. And I put the cut up andouille sausage. You can use ham if you had, like, cooked ham if you want. Or you can use smoked, you know, like kielbasa or smoked sausage or whatever it is, sausage you like that way, in there. And I get it just slightly brown, and then take it out, put it in a bowl, and put it in the refrigerator for a little bit, and just leave it there until I'm ready for it. Then I take the onions, the celery, and the pepper, and I saute that until the onions start to get translucent. And when they start doing that, then I add the garlic, and I cook it in there until it starts getting really fragrant smell of garlic. Then I add, about a teaspoon. Now you can modify these next ingredients any way you want, you know, the way you want it. I add cumin, cumin, thyme, 2 or 3 bay leaves, salt, pepper, seasoned salt, garlic salt, about a teaspoon of each of those. And, you know, and then I have some Cajun seasoning, so I put about a teaspoon of that in it. And sometimes I have to add, I like it a lot spicier, so you can add a lot more spice if you like. Then I add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. So maybe about 3 or 4 tablespoons. You want that hickory taste or that smoky taste to it. Stir it all in there, get it all mixed up. Add all the beans, add all the green peppers, and the beans, the pepper, or green chilies. One more time. The beans, the green chilies, and the andouille. Put that all in there. Then I add about 3 bouillon cubes and enough water so that it kind of covers the beans and stuff. I bring it to a boil. You know, stir that all together after the water gets in there, of course. And then I put a lid on it after it comes to a boil. Knock it down to simmer and let it just simmer there for about an hour. And maybe every once in a while I'll go and stir it a little bit just to make sure that it's not sticking on the bottom. And I cook it. And then after it's been cooking maybe an hour, hour and a half, those beans will start getting thickened up. And I take out maybe, let's call it a cup of the beans. You know, the bean, pepper, or whatever, you know, you can get without the meat is where I'm going with that. And lay it on a plate and mash it all to pieces. And then put it into the saucepan. And then cover it again. And then let it cook for about a half an hour. And that will really thicken it up. And it just takes longer here for it to cook than it does probably at lower altitude. And when that's all done, I check the seasoning if it needs more or less. And then I spoon it up and put it over hot rice, and you have red beans and rice. And that's how I make red beans and rice. I just modify it to my taste. So, and sometimes I'll add more Worcestershire sauce if I think that it warrants it. But I do like that smoky flavor. And of course, kind of like chili, this tastes better the second day than it does the first one. So that's it. You know, most of it is getting everything together and cut up and all the cans opened. And I got 95% of that recipe from here on YouTube. I just looked up red beans and rice, and there is a guy who has a channel, and the name of the channel is A as in apple, B as in boy, grilling. And he makes all kinds of southern stuff and everything, but yeah, so I liked his recipe the best. So if you're looking to do that, then I just look up whatever it is I want to make, and I can usually find a good recipe or the way somebody does it well on YouTube. So I got very lucky. And it freezes very well. Just saying. As they always say in the South, it freezes very well. I know. I just put it in Ziploc bags. Get all the air out of the Ziploc bag and freeze it. And then when I want it, I just get it out, defrost it, heat it up. Maybe, you know, at that point I'll add another can of beans or whatever, but it keeps really well in the freezer. So, in fact, I keep more of it in the freezer than I do green chili, because it just makes a nice warm bowl of soup in the middle of winter. Very hearty, you know. And like I said, I have made that where I use the andouille sausage, and say I cooked a ham, you know, for like Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever it was, and I had some ham left over. You can just cut up chunks of ham and put it in there with your andouille sausage. Some people put in smoked turkey as well. So check it out. But it's just it's more of a problem to, not problem, but ordeal to cut everything up and open all those cans for me. So it took me about an hour and a half to get it all ready to just sit on the stove and just meld there for a while, you know? So, but I don't mind going through it because I only do it once, and then that makes enough for, you know, several meals. I mean, that would fill that Dutch oven pot. Now you can, if you like less beans, then you can use less beans than 5 or 6 cans. I just like to have it to be hearty, you know, because usually by the time I'm eating it, say in the wintertime, I get home and I'm cold from being at work and working outside a little bit, and just, you want something to warm you up, it's a perfect thing. So, but I make it quite a bit. And you can alter the seasonings and stuff. So, to your taste. Sometimes I'll even put those, you know, the pepper flakes you get at the pizza place for, you know, to put on your pizza. I'll put maybe a tablespoon in there. Sometimes I only put a teaspoon of them in there. And I use that Tony, I don't know that this is the right way to say it, but I've always called it Tony Ketcher's Louisiana seasoning. And it has white pepper and black pepper in it. And it's pretty spicy. So if you like it spicier, just feel free to adapt, you know. It's kind of like making chili. I can't tell hardly anybody how to make chili because I make chili different than everybody else. So, I mean, everybody makes their own chili that suits their taste. So it's one of those things too, as far as I'm concerned. Because when I was looking up and researching, you know, for a good recipe, there must have been 30 different ways to make red beans and rice. And some people even make it in an Instapot or a crock pot. Me, I'm not so sure. And the guy that I told you I got that recipe from, he used dry beans and soaked them overnight. So he used fresh, well, if you will, hydrated kidney beans. So that's another thing. Some people use kidney beans. Some people use red beans. Some people use pinto beans. So yeah, I think it just all in what suits your taste. So I always use the ones that actually say they're red beans. So make it your own. What else did I stitch on yesterday? Oh, I stitched on the cat and the fish a little bit. I just didn't have much time to sit down. Every time I thought I needed to sit down, and I got back from all that crap with my daughter and had to turn around and go back to the grocery store because I forgot cat litter. Yeah. So then I had to come home, clean the cat box. Yeah. it was a runaround day, so I'm looking forward to just not doing a whole heck of a lot today at all. We had to stop off where I work to give my boss some clothes that my daughter had from my granddaughter. Her brother has 2 little tiny girls. And my granddaughter, she's getting really tall, so these things don't fit as well as they used to, contrary to her popular belief. So she wanted to give them to the boss's brother's kids, so, because they're little, and she said somebody might as well appreciate these stupid dresses, because my granddaughter didn't wear them hardly long enough for any of it to get, you know, worn out or anything like that. She was just at that age, so they were pretty small size dresses. My daughter's cleaning out everybody's chest of drawers and closets, and I'm like, okay, bye-bye. Have a good day. But you have to do that every once in a while, because they start outgrowing things. When my granddaughter comes out ready for school and her pants are up to above her kneecaps, it's like, okay, those evidently don't fit you anymore, right? She digs something out of a drawer. She has those real soft, like, pants, and yeah, she don't want to give them up. But it's not short season. Oh, goodness. And I guess my grandson has decided he's not going to do Halloween this year. He's going to stay at home and give out candy and that kind of thing. So I think we've reached the peak. So I have no idea how long my granddaughter will want to do it. So we'll see. We'll see. Alright, guys. Well, I think, let me just put that needle there so I know where it's at. That is going to be it. I know it doesn't look like a whole heck of a lot, but I did a lot of talking today, so. Alright. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and please hit the bell. That way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you next time. God bless. Bye-bye. Keep stitching.